Jack does have 1 million, I believe. Very interesting spot for David with the king queen. He does have the chips to make this call.
It's very tricky here with the king queen because you have the chance to eliminate questionably the best player at the table, but you also have the chance to double him up, and then he becomes a real threat to your stack. Even though we have positions, so very, very on the edge this spot again.
I believe he has made the call.
I mean, there's lots of hands in there that we dominate. I believe all the Jack 10 suited, Queen 10s, King 10 suited, King Jack offsuits. Like, there is so many hands we dominate, and we do perform well against the pockets and the low ace-x. So,
yeah, absolutely.
ooh.
And just like that, David flops top pair. Jack in real trouble, going to need one of the remaining 3 aces or a backdoor Broadway. I had 25k back, so that's why the hands were not exposed. Jack in bad shape. David outflops him. And that is going to do it. David turning Jack dead. And we do lose Mr. Jack O'Neill in 6th place. And just like that, we are down to 5 here at the Monster Stack final table. GG's Jack takes away £4,250 for his efforts. Nothing to be done there, Manuel. Sometimes you have to win these flips. And we're down to 5.
No, the entire final table was well played. He came here as chip second, hasn't done anything wrong, and ends the tournament as 6. Sometimes it's just the way it goes. But everybody else secured £5,500 now. The money jumps get real.
They sure do. And David now must be up close to 6 million. Must be close to half the chips in play. He is in a great spot to try and take down this title. Now Braulio with the ace-6 off, around about 12 bigs in the cutoff.
It's just about to say, does that look like raising chips? People are not afraid to steal today. I mean, you have the chip leader sitting to your left. You have Mr. Murillo in the small blind, in the big blind. Do you really want to open a6 offsuit here? Braulio says, yes, I'm not afraid.
David takes one. Gonna take a flop. Very interesting. Does call in position with the 10-8 suited. Now, Murillo, what do you do? You have an open raise off 12 bigs and then a chip leader calls. And wow, look at the understanding of the situation from Murillo. Beautiful squeeze. Perhaps recognizing that David just doesn't have enough value hands, right, that call the button.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've criticized him before for the pocket threes open raise, but he's definitely showing that he's a fearless fighter on the felt.
Yeah, very nice jam. Big pickup, takes himself up to 3rd place in chips. As we can see there, David, 5.8 million, does have almost exactly half the chips in play.
And everybody's talking about people overfolding, you can steal. Definitely not at this final table. You try to take one spot, you're gonna get punished right away. I love it though. This is nobody's scared. They're fighting for the rings.
It's great to see. So guys, welcome along anyone who is just joining us. I believe our stream is back up and running, which you love to hear. We are coming to you on a 30-minute delay on YouTube and on Facebook. We are coming from Dusk Till Dawn Card Room in Nottingham. This is the final table of the Monster Stack World Series of Poker circuit event. We are 5-handed. All 5 players still in the hunt for that £21,250 up top. And one of the beautiful World Series of Poker circuit rings. 5 players remain. David Jones way out in front, 5.8 million. The 4 others in hot pursuit.
Thank you. I got an extra small one. 3 more.
Guys in the chat asking about the payouts. I will give you them as we speak. We are 5-handed. 5th place going to take home £5,500, 7,000 for 4th, 9,700 for 3rd, 13,750 for 2nd, and the winner will take home £21,250. Nice chunk of change. This is the £450 buy-in Monster Stack, event number 6 of our World Series of Poker Circuit event series here at Dusk Till Dawn.
Thank you.
We're gonna go into the hot phase now. 5 left. You can already smell the victory, especially as a chip leader. And what's the strategy now at this table? Normally it's putting on pressure. You have the chip lead. You can push everybody around, but then suddenly you find yourself in the situation and nobody lets you be the bully. So are you still gonna open raise very wide?
It is interesting. It does, obviously, when you have all of the chips like this, when we say all of the chips, but a large percentage, you do think to yourself, right, I can put a lot of pressure on these guys. I can really leverage my chip stack. But we've already seen at least 2 to 3 of these players are not scared in the slightest. But your life is a lot easier when you wake up with the ace-queen. Seems like a very clear spot for David to just jam here. Antonius with 20 big blinds behind. We have a hand that will perform extremely well as a rejam. Antonius going to have to fold so many hands.
I mean, it's really hilarious. Every time somebody wakes up with a very light open raise and tries to take the spot, they get immediately punished.
And David does come with non-all-in 3-bet, which is somewhat surprising.
Yeah.
Going to be the same result, though, against the Queen 7 of Antonius. Consolidating his chip lead up to 6 million in chips. Just like that, up to around about 55% of the chips in play. It's a great spot to be in, Manuel.
Yeah, definitely. I love those spots. I mean, this is what you want, right? When you enter the table, 5 left, you have half the chips. Basically ask for a deal and say, guys, I'm taking first place money. You take the rest and split it.
It really is tricky now for everyone else. Every time you enter the pot, there is the chance for David to really put you under pressure. But Antonius, undeterred, does open the King 10 of Hearts. And Min, not much to be done with the 9 deuce suited. Like to see the fold. And guys, we are going on a 15-minute break shortly, so in around about 10 minutes time, just to keep you updated. Myself and Manuel will go and get ourselves a little bit of refreshment, a little cup of tea. Manuel, what's your go-to beverage on the breaks? I'm old school, mate, old school British. I go for a cup of tea and a scone. I don't actually eat a scone. I'm not a big scone guy, but you know, a cup of tea. Rehydrate, refurbish myself.
I do like water. Very simple. Very simple man here, and maybe for the last break of the day I can have a little Feierabend beer, if you know what that is.
Feierabend?
Well, it's the beer to have for the end of the day.
Okay.
You know, that one sneaky beer that
I was just practicing my German, mate, that's all. And when I say practicing, I meant butchering. In any case, Antonius still going after it, does open the Queen 10 of diamonds. Mr. Murillo, we have seen, is not afraid to get in the mix. Does defend with the 6-7.
There's definitely something to fight for in this situation for the short stacks, because somebody is going to be chips second. The next one who's going to pick up chips is going to be in a good situation.
Oh,
Look at that.
Murillo flops the world. We can see Antonius. This c-bet is not going to work. Does go for a c-bet, probably targeting these mid-range hands of Murillo that will just fold. Hands like Jack 10, 9 10, 8 9. Even a hand like King Jack or King Queen, which dominates us, is going to have a very hard time continuing.
Yeah, but it's really just those hands we're targeting, the King Highs and the Queen Jack. All the other hands we are ahead against, and for this size, no Ace High or no pair is going to fold, so wouldn't have hated a check back here either from Antonius.
Absolutely. Now Murillo, recognizing that this turn is pretty good for his overall range, is going to come out with a lead. And it looks as if that will be the end of this hand. Probably doesn't want his opponent to check back an overpair without a spade. Things like this. Doesn't want his opponent to check back any other value. Is going to come out with the turn lead.
Surprising to see the tank here. We haven't really seen any tanking, and now in this situation, he was just figuring out, does the story make any sense here? Or is he convincing me that dogs can fly?
How long have you been working on that one, Manny?
All morning, Andrew.
Beautiful stuff. The only one I know is you can't teach an old dog new tricks, seeing as I'm the old dog. But we're still here. We're still in the dog fight. I don't think I can do any more dog-related puns, actually. That was a shambles. I do apologize, viewers.
Ooh, very interesting fight here in the blind battle. You'd be surprised to see a shove here with the ace deuce.
Yeah. Very interesting. We haven't seen much pre-flop shoving, and this would be a good candidate to do so. But Antonius gets to take it away from Murillo. Instead, he ships it in. Does ask for a count. Can't imagine we're going to limp call this off.
No, I mean, this is just not a call. This is best case scenario, right? If the opponent has King 10 suited, we're gonna be in very bad shape versus many hands. I think this is a very clear fold, yes.
Yeah, part of the problem with limping these Ace X offsuits is that, you know, when our opponent jams, we can never call. Typically, we wanted to have a bunch of open shoving of our own with these offsuit Ace X, put the pressure on our opponent. As we can see, Antonius would have been in a pretty gross spot with just the King 10. Does pick up the pot. Very awkward stack sizes, Manny.
Yeah, especially in this spot. It is a problem because with the King 10 suited, even chippy V, you have a call against the shove, but you do have two other short stacks sitting there. And as I said earlier, the first price jump, they don't matter too much, but we are getting into the zone of the final table, into this phase where every price jump is a decent chunk of money.
It really is a skill to navigate these awkward stacks. Now Murillo, fresh off of the limp fold, does wake up with a premium hand, Ace 10 of hearts on the button. Gonna come in with a raise to 200k. Big fan of this size up. When our opponents, you know, are down to this sort of 10 big blind sort of realm, we don't want to give them an attractive price to defend. So actually sizing up here to 2.5 bigs, I quite like it overall. But as we see, Braulio does have a hand that definitely wants to defend. Calls with the King Jack off. Flop is 9-7-7. Ace high of Murillo still good.
I believe we're going to see the 1BB bet here. Or
Wow, he
maybe
just sticks him
a
in.
shove. Wow. Easy fold.
Yeah. Nothing Braulio can do.
Vorzel Gummich, thoughts on the King 10 shove? Think it's better to check. I mean, I love to analyze situations and talk around it, but I'm going to answer that question with a clear yes.
Now here's a test, right? I'm gonna give you. We're gonna test you out here, Manuel,
All right.
from your German heritage. Now, who or what was Wurzel Gummidge? Do you know? Because it's a
No.
famous British something or other.
I have no clue at all. Is that bad?
Ah, it's not bad. I just wanted to know if you knew.
Gonna Google it in the break. Gonna skip the water.
Mate, Wurzel Gummidge, right? He was a scarecrow that can come to life. There you go. And
Ah.
I remember that from my own childhood, which was often misspent, but never misspent by watching a bit of Wurzel Gummidge, my friend.
Charms arrived anyway.
Thank you.
And yeah, I believe he was a scarecrow, and he'd come to life, and he often visited the children of the nearby village, my friend.
But only of the nearby village.
Yeah, he was lazy. He didn't do much cardio. Anyway, Braulio all in, Queen 9 of clubs. David gonna have a very easy fold. Wow, Braulio down to 6 bigs. These blinds are really getting on top of the players, up to 40, 80k.
Conversation to have while I'm sat here.
Yeah, we're gonna have a race soon as well. So
Do yourselves a favor and fuck off.
buckle up,
Pass.
chat. This one is gonna get wild.
As we can see, 3 stacks, sub 20 bigs.
Pass.
The next blind level especially really going to put a lot of pressure on. Be interesting to see how David navigates this. Once everyone gets to sort of 15, 20 bigs, going to be a bunch of opportunities to open shove. Be intrigued to see if he takes them.
Yeah, we've had a lot of 12, 13, 14, 15 spots where there was a lot of open raising. It's gonna be very interesting to see if this continues. Or if people say, nah, this didn't work last time. I'm gonna shove it in now.
Now Braulio on the button with the suited ace.
Pass.
But did Antonius open? Because that will certainly change the action.
I think Antonia's opened, and I think we just have a slightly bit too less. With this stack, the fold equity is so small. If we want to put it in here with ace-3 suited, we'd rather take a spot where we have 14, 15, 16 big blinds, and not 8 or 7.
Absolutely.
If you don't want to, no, if you want me to stop looking, then it just looks bad. Oh, I'm looking at everyone's chips. Not his, because he's got everything. Look at his. I don't need to. He covers it by a lot. I'm counting everyone's chips.
And Min does defend the Jack-8 suited. We are about to go on a break, guys, as you see Murillo standing up.
Pass.
And this does look as if it's just going to go check, bet, fold.
A lot of chips not going in there.
That is indeed the case, unfortunately, for Antonius.
Sit one
So
is
guys,
right.
we are going to be going on a 15-minute break.
Pass.
Myself and Manuel, we will be back in 15 minutes time to
And
conclude
pass.
the coverage of this Monster Stack final table. We got 5 players left. We'll be back in 15 minutes, guys. Please come back and join us. We'll see you shortly.
I'm available. Available on 1.1. Please.
Spin up, Jimmy, spin up.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, since no fold equity these days. Got 5 people and no fold equity. Can't bluff it.
I thought sometimes.
You're not even for pocket street.
It's a good pocket three. Strong pair. You got so lucky with nines. So lucky. It was
Raise.
stimulated because 3 plus 3 times 3 is 9. See?
250.
That's why.
Pass. Pass. Pass.
As you register for the supermodel stuff line, make way to seats.
Call. Heads up.
And those of you in the main event for yourself, make way to minutes in.
Check.
Again, start shortly.
Check. Check. And check. Player is all in. And pass.
Getting lucky against me. We'll see all 5 minutes. Sorry. The wrong one. These are wonderful. It's amazing how you're so lucky with these two. And then you got your best everyone. Like, everything finishes, right? It's fine. Well, at least it made it easier. Just jam.
Pass. Pass. Pass.
Hold on.
Player is all in. Pass.
Wrong way. Thank you.
Yediler. Good luck.
Cheers. We're in need of a spin up again. This guy's too lucky against me.
Really?
Yeah. Hilla, have you seen me lose a flip this tournament?
Say again?
Did you see me lose a flip in this tournament?
Flip? What flip?
Did you see me lose a flip?
No.
I didn't. Ah, my friend, there's a first time for everything, but I'll tell you one thing. There's one person on this table you do not lose a flip to. And that's I'm quite aware.
Pass. Pass.
Hold on.
Raise all in. Pass. Pass.
Who wants to bet you won't be hearing all in from this side and this side? You won't be hearing it, right? You won't be hearing it. It's unlikely. 100% zero. I'm playing for the ring. You're playing for the ring? I'm playing for the money. I'm playing for the money, but the ring. You want a ring? I'll sell it to you.
for fun, bros.
You play for fun. That must be nice. I'm kidding. I have fun with it. I play often. And I do it.
Pass.
Okay, fold.
Pass. Pass. I got one. Call it. Check. Two players. Check. Check. Bet 150. Pass. 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 Pass.
Wow, wow.
Pass.
Let's see what we got. Okay, I call now.
Suited.
Suited, yeah. I don't see another one. I see queen. I just.
Now you almost got full equity. 650. Yeah. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah. We got like
Maybe 8% of hands.
7-3 off.
8% of hands you can fold, I think.
I don't shop that much though. I don't shop that much though. Some short staff goes me as well. So
No, yeah, they have more chips and I have to worry.
yeah, I shop only 20% hands.
Like, oh, wait.
Pass. Raise all in. Pass. Pass.
Call, please. More than 10, yeah?
Yeah. 6, 8, 1.1. Yeah. Pass.
King 10. King 10. A little bit less.
King Jack.
You had it. I think so.
King Queen.
Oh.
I should gamble then. I got 8-9 hearts. You fold. I got 8-9 hearts.
You fold? No.
Yeah, you double back.
I wouldn't double you up.
Yeah, fold to me. I just go on, you fold.
Yeah, if you show the first card, the call. King of 10.
Yeah. So I double. You got King Queen, so you got less outs.
But soon, if you double up, you become a bigger problem.
I'll not, never be a pro.
Ace 200. Call. Pass. Pass. Re-raise all in. Re-raise all in. All in as well? Yeah. Three-way all in. Yeah.
All in. Ooh, again.
I got 6 people and 46.
Congrats, man. All the way to with 6 blinds.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because I feel something not right.
Crazy.
Yeah, guys. Well, I probably made best of in my life this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
His fourth, yeah?
special his behind.
This guy had like 5 blinds. This guy had 5, he's got like...
Let me count it, mates.
Oh yeah, take your time.
Well done. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I got probably
Do I have to count it?
6 yeah.
No? Oh yeah. Well, but the thing is, who finished 5th?
He had like 5 blinds.
This is 585. Yeah, he's got more. He's got definitely more.
Only reason I thought because he's good blind. And he will import a lot.
Yeah, twice as much. Hedley.
Well done, boys.
Big line only, yeah?
Yes.
Congratulations.
I guess no deal, right? we play down to
Chopping 3 and I give the ring, yeah? He's not laughing.
What a ladder for me.
So, yes, big blind only.
Can I get tea, please? 2 sugar. We still need to pay final table.
You just made 5k by folding, yeah, nice. 6 blinds.
I don't know. Okay. I pay for a voice. What you guys want?
So,
Yeah.
big blind ante, please.
Still water.
100 each.
You want water, yeah?
New blinds next hand, my friend. Next hand, new blinds.
Yeah.
Next hand, new blinds. So it's still 100 big blind.
3 we get in. I
And
got
your
probably
big blind,
6.
please.
I fold 3. 6
So big blind, please. 100 only, mate.
What's big blind? What is big blind?
Hello guys, we are back. And back with a bang. Braulio is all in from the cutoff, all in for 685k.
Pay for a drink here.
As you see the blinds up once more, 50k, 100k, all in for just a shade under 7 bigs. Is going to get it through. Gets himself back up to 935k, just a shade over 9 bigs. More work to be done from Braulio to get back in contention. Guys, this is the Monster Stack final table. As you see, our final 5 runners. David way out in front, 57 bigs. Murillo and Antonius both on the mid stacks. And then a couple of shorties making up our final 5. Winner of this event, guys, taking down £21,250. And one of our flagship World Series of Poker circuit event rings. I am Andrew Hedley, guys, your commentator this week. We're coming to you streaming from Dusk Till Dawn in Nottingham, joined in the booth by my main man, my co-pilot, Mr. Manuel Zapf. Manny, did you have a refreshing water on the break? As you stated, I've got my cup of tea and I'm ready to go.
I did have a glass of water, and I am very excited to see how this is gonna fight out. Is it gonna be a long one or a short one? I think we can go either way here.
Yeah, certainly intrigued to see. Antonius waking up with the ace-king suited, does just go for the isolate against the Murillo limp, takes it down. One of our viewers was, in fact, Mr. Wurzel Gummidge was asking about the thoughts on the king 10 shove. Missed that question pre-break. I actually think he had about 15 bigs, if I remember correctly, and Murillo limped the ace deuce. I think we want to be doing some non-all-in raising with that hand. You want to check a bunch of your queen 10, king 10, jack 10 offs, I think. You're going to want to shove a bunch of your own offsuit ace X, and you're going to want to do some just raising with your trash hands.
Extra small one. Free ball.
Apologies, I think my microphone went dead for a moment. I think I'm back. You're going to want to have some non-all-in raises with some of these sort of medium to strong hands. Even in ICM, I think you will want to do so, and also some of your trash. So, but I don't think jam can be bad. ICM situation, just taking down the blinds. Never be a bad thing, Manny.
Raise 250.
No, I do agree. I mean, I said it before the break. I don't mind a check either. Even if GTO says ISO raise, I don't think at a final table, live final table, this is mandatory. I think we can go either way.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Agreed. There is our chip leader, Mr. David Jones.
I mean, he's just been chilling, right? Like,
He looks very chilled, huh?
From the moments he's lost the first hand and then won the first hand, there has not been a change in mood at all. A very stable mindset, very destined to win this one.
Oh, destiny has been declared. We will see Antonius now with the suited ace deuce on the button. Somewhat tricky spot, raising into a 7 big blind stack and into David as the chip leader.
Very disciplined fold here. Another one of those situations, as we've just had with the ace-3 suited, where you just like lack fold equity with the 7 big blind stack, and therefore take the tighter fold approach.
It does lay it down.
And once you see the king 10, you just pray, let me first in, please.
Pass and pass.
But they won't, not at this table. Really impressed with the aggression and also with the level, with the speed of play. It's been really nice to watch.
A very interesting final table thus far. We are down to 5 guys for anyone just joining us in our Monster Stack circuit event number 6. This is the final table here from Dusk Till Dawn in Nottingham. Here we go, Braulio with the ace-queen off, does ship it in for 7 bigs. Looks as if this one will also get through.
Seat 1 is all in. Pass. And pass.
Less than 1.9 with
Antonius waking up with another strong holding ace-queen of spades 5-handed. Does come in for a raise to 220k. We have already seen that Mr. Murillo is not afraid to get in the mix.
Especially with a suited hand here. Even though it's
Raise.
Jack 6, I
20
cannot imagine
plus.
that he's folding this. He believes in his poker abilities and is ready to go take it post flop.
Pass.
Yep, does make the call. Does flop best 7-6-5 all diamonds.
Call.
Very natural check back here from Antonius.
Heads up.
So not afraid to snap check it. That was less than a second.
Very fast. Would expect some small turn leads from Murillo, and he does come in
And
for a
check.
quarter pot. I like this. You get to just clear out some equity. Antonius not laying it down with the ace queen high. Is that a raise? Oh, very spicy
150.
stuff. Finds the extremely non-natural turn raise.
Now you would believe this is gonna work out, but then again, you're not playing against anyone. You're playing against Mr.
Raise.
Murillo from
450.
Brazil.
Very interesting, because what hands want to check flop and then raise turn? Murillo not believing here.
And I guess we mostly do this with traps. So we
Yeah.
have quite a few nut flushes or even second nut flushes in our range. And then again, maybe he does this with some sort of overpairs with a diamond that he checks back on the flop. But it's really tough to put him on a range here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Murillo has sniffed it out, finds the turn call. Wow, give us a blank. I want to see what happens on a pure blank. And here it is. Interestingly, though, Antonius could think that his opponent is just stabbing with a hand like 8x with a diamond, right? And can now check back and have some showdown. As we can see, Murillo finds the turn call with just the 6.
How
Very
good
big
does
pot.
that feel now? You know, even it's broadcasted. You can show it to all your friends. Lads, I sniffed that one out with the 6.
Great awareness from Murillo. I think he recognizing that Antonius shouldn't have too many hands that want to raise turn. Lots of his traps, right, like a nut flush, are just going to call. Even like a king high flush, Manny, right? Not necessary to raise it as such. So I think, like you said, lots of the raises will come from one pair hands that want a little bit of turn protection.
Yeah. But then again, whenever a line doesn't make sense, is it really that often a bluff? That was a really, really tough call to make.
Oh,
I'm
for
very
sure,
impressed.
yeah. Not throwing any disrespect at it. Beautifully worked out from Murillo. Very nice hand. Now, David, in the cutoff with the ace deuce. Is going to open the action. Unfortunately for Min, it would have had a very nice open shove hand. The Jack 9 of clubs.
Yeah, I mean, I believe we're always going to see a fold here. Again, even if we
225.
could use this hand to shove with those positions, you don't really want to do it in ICM, and you don't want to do it with a 9 big blind stack.
Ten seconds.
It does use a time chip. Very difficult, even if you think the chip leader is light here, have very limited fold equity with our 8.5 bigs.
And now we took so long that we probably even have less fold equity, so it becomes quite of an easy fold the longer you tank.
Absolutely.
Ten seconds.
Antonius with the queen 5 fold. I would never do that.
And pass.
Just kidding, obviously. My screen name is NeverFoldQueen5, and to anybody who wants to see me stream, I almost do it on a daily basis. Check out twitch.tv/NeverFoldQ5. Get a little bit of advertisement for myself in tonight as well.
You know, I'm all here for it, my friend. I do enjoy giving you some light-hearted abuse, but guys, if you do enjoy poker streaming, please check out Manuel's stream. Very informative, very entertaining, and even better, speak the German tongue, Manny. I believe most of your stream is in German, is that right?
Yeah, for the moment it is, but there are certain plans to maybe change that in the future. But it's not written down on paper yet, it's just in my head.
Pass.
Now, David does open with the ace-9, and Murillo does find the 3-bet with the king-10 of spades. Quite like this. We can just get some, you know, weaker parts of David's range just to fold. You know, even a hand like king-jack, king-queen off is really going to be an uncomfortable spot against this 3-bet. I like that Murillo with the grimace, as if to say he had a really big hand. Nice pickup, Manuel.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not afraid to take spots, and if the chip leader has a hand like ace-9, it's gonna work out very, very often. And this is exactly what I talk about. Like, we had 3 stacks that were around the same. Whoever takes the aggressive approach now is gonna be the second chip leader, which means a lot at this stage, and Murillo's aggression has paid off.
It really has. Definitely here to win. Love to see it.
What a nice conversation to have while I'm sat here, eh, boys?
Right, folded round 2, Braulio with just 7 bigs. Does rip it in with the king deuce. David had the exact same hand, it would seem.
Pass.
Certainly going to be a call for chips.
Sit 1 is all in.
But Cassie just asked at this final table, yes it is, and that's probably what makes this hand a fold.
It's also important to note that David won't be too unhappy to keep several of the stacks short. If you're to call and double up Braulio, they're going to give him some more breathing room. And also, we just get to keep applying the pressure, knowing that our opponents can't play back at us too easily. Antonius, Braulio, and Min all in the dangerous zone of sub-11 bigs. Nice pickup for Braulio. He really has ground this out well, Manuel. Not had many good spots. Still in the mix here with 5 left.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta give a lot of credit to him. Haven't seen any missteps. He hasn't been blessed with amazing starting hands, but he's still here, 5 left, and a shot at 21,000, over 21,000 pounds, and that golden ring.
He covers it like that. I'm counting everyone's chips, or yours is a bit hidden.
Pass.
Now Braulio sends it in again. King Jack off for just a shade over 9 bigs.
A lot of chips.
And again, picking up the chips pre-flop. Boosts himself up to 1.2 million. Down to 585k just a few hands ago. Shows you how big the blinds and antes are at this stage. Yeah, guys, anybody just joining us in the YouTube or Facebook streets, welcome along. Thanks for joining. This is the final 5 of the Monster Stack. Event 6 here at Dusk Till Dawn in Nottingham of our World Series of Poker Circuit events. A beautiful brand new table setup. As you can see, beautiful new table and the wonderful LED screen, excuse me, that you can see in the background. Lots and lots of events coming up at Dusk Till Dawn. If you want to check out everything Dusk Till Dawn related, please check out our socials. Give them a follow at DTD Club and at DTD Live on both Twitter and Instagram. We have big plans for the upcoming 12 months or so. Lots of events, lots of new major partners. So please give us a follow, and you will be up to date with everything coming up over the next months. And interestingly, Antonius doesn't jam pre here, Manuel, with the ace-jack off. Personally, I would favor an open shove. I would favor an open shove, I think. And Murillo gets to defend the king-8.
I mean, as much as we said we like the open race with the ace-jack off the 15 big blind, 7-handed under the gun. Yeah, almost as much do I hate this open race from 11 big blinds.
Sure.
We really want to be jamming here. We don't, especially against a guy like Murillo. He is going to defend wide. He is going to try to outplay us on many boards. He sniffs out hero calls, but you do not want to be in a post-flop situation against this man.
This is very interesting. Would have expected Murillo to bet this turn, but he's going to delay bluff river instead. And wow, he just sends it.
And check.
That is going to get the job done. Little bit of a misstep there from Antonius. Think we want to just be jamming this pre.
Also snap jamming the river. I mean, he does have an amazing hand to do so. Blocking some sort of 10-8, which shouldn't really be in the opening range, but also the king of spades.
Yeah.
Probably the more relevant blocker there.
It's amazing how you're so lucky.
Yeah, interesting hand. He does pick it up, and as we have seen, Murillo really showing that he is going for the win, Manny. Lots of light defense, not afraid to get in the mix. You have to tip your cap to him. He is going for it.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very aggressive. As we know, the Brazilians, as I said earlier, the one misstep with the pocket threes, maybe he overdid it a little bit, but it seems to be working out overall. So he fought back very, very, very nicely. And very nice presentation of No Limit Hold'em MTT Final Table Poker by Mr. Murillo.
Yeah, and he is starting to rein in David. David has been sitting pretty top of the chip counts for a long time. Here we go, Murillo jamming the small with Jack 10. Antonius in a pretty gross spot. Don't hate this fold at all. Obviously for chips we're gonna call, but he basically has the exact same stack as both Braulio and Min are both on the short stacks. Can't really call it off, can we, Manuel, even knowing that we're gonna have the best hand a lot?
No, we're gonna just have to fold there and look like an it. It's just what ICM is about. You don't want to bust your as fifth. The price jumps are very relevant. And yeah, you want to put the pressure, you know, you're in the small blind now. You just paid big blind ante. You got an orbit to breathe, maybe take a spot and see what happens to Mr. Braulio and Mr. Min. Maybe they're willing to call it off with ace-deuce. You never know.
Absolutely. Murillo now in the hunt, up to around about 3.7 million. Not that far off David.
We're in need of a spin up again. These guys do too.
Really?
Yeah.
It is a very likely heads-up battle between those two that we can expect.
So again?
But then again, tournament poker,
Flip? What flip?
anything can happen.
There's a flip.
No.
I didn't. Ah, my friend, there's a first time for everything. I'll tell you one thing. There's one person on this table you do not lose a flip to. I'm quite aware.
Let's fold it round to Murillo once more.
Pass.
Gonna have the chance to put the hammer down again. And we actually did see earlier there was not much open shoving. Murillo very aware here that against two sub 10 big blind stacks, excuse me, he can just put it in. And gets
Pass.
the king 10 and the 9-10 of diamonds of Braulio both to fold. As you can see David out in front, Murillo catching fire up to 40 bigs himself. Braulio on 9 bigs, Antonius and Min both on 6 big blinds.
Oh, this is now a fight for ladders between 3 players on the bottom of the table. can pick up a hand or who can outlast the others.
Absolutely.
You play for fun. That must be nice.
And Min with 6 bigs and the 8-6 suited does get out of the way.
Pass.
Okay.
Pass. I got one.
Well, very close, but for Braulio here in the small blind. I believe Min has less chips than he has. Are we shoving the 9-6 suited, or are we just gonna walk it, or are we gonna get creative and try to limp this at 10 big blinds? I think against David, I would like to see a limp, to be honest.
He hasn't shown too much propensity to punish.
Check.
He is going to go for the limp.
Nice.
David does have a hand that can jam pre for sure. Lots of these king rag hands in the big are happy to jam against the limp
Check.
for the sort of 10 to 20 big blind range, but it does go check flop. Braulio still good with second pair. He's going to go for a little protection.
150.
I really like the flop check and the turn bet here. I think it's by far the best line.
Yeah, I would agree for sure. David now really has one of the very, very worst hands that he could consider continuing on turn. No heart in our hand. Our opponent is going to have a lot of better hands. I'd like to see fold. I think he did. Yeah. Nicely played from both, I would say. Braulio picks it up to 1.2 million. Really tough to continue there, Manuel, with just a pair of fours. No heart draws.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in David's shoes, we can also consider ISO raise folding, even at a very small stack size. We do have a king kicker, which blocks a lot of the value traps and also makes our life fairly easy. Even with these connected hands, Braulio is going to have a very hard time to call, even against a very small ISO raising size. So, but once you check, the play was very, very well.
Would agree for sure. So we are still 5-handed here. Monster stack final table. Feel like fireworks are coming, Manuel. Everybody's so short.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we can see some fireworks from the big stacks once they get the opportunity to punish, but they really want to get those ladders now that you have 8 big blinds or even 7 or even 6. The double up is not worth that much, so you're not gonna really stick it in very light. I really want to get the ladders, and then you're gonna try to spin it up a little bit later maybe. So it could take a while, but as well, it's 5-handed. Obviously, it can also go very, very quick.
You know me, Manny. I just want the action.
You just want the ring on your finger.
Oh, wow. I was very worried about where that sentence was going. Anyway, let's carry on. Now, Braulio, you have got yourself up to 12 bigs. In the cutoff with the king-queen, would expect him to send this.
Very standard jam here.
Doesn't
take
move
too much
all
time.
in. David in the tank. Or is he already out of the hand? This is a little confusing. Just a little delay in the graphics. Braulio does just take it down pre with the king-queen. Braulio putting a little distance between himself and the two very short stacks of Antonius and Min. David still out in front as he has been for this entire final. And oh my goodness. Braulio, danger, Will Robinson does wake up with jacks. 14 bigs and David with the aces behind.
Very
Manuel, I'm not
unlucky
sure
for
he
him.
ever gets away here. Probably gonna. He does just raise too.
I think with the short stacks, you could even make an argument for shoving here. But anyways, this is just a massive cooler 500. David with the trap. Now, how sexy is that trap?
Wow, and Min does manage to get away from the sixes. Very well done. Obviously, fairly standard fold, but easy to get impatient. And Antonius, in a world of pain, has squeeze ripped. And it's going to work out so well for David.
This is always going to go snap, snap.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my goodness.
The happiest man in the room, Mr. Min G, with a chance to ladder up to third here. Oh, what a spot for David. It's worked out an absolute dream. Obviously, nothing Braulio can do. Has to put it in. What a spot for David Jones here to take an absolute stranglehold. King 10 deuce on the flop. Look at Min G. Knows he can ladder here from 5th to 3rd. Turn is a complete blank, and Antonius is drawing dead. Braulio gonna need to find one of the two jacks, and no good.
That relief by Minji. He's the happiest man in the room right now, probably even happier than David.
Unreal spot, works out an absolute dream for David Jones. We do lose Antonius Samuel in 4th place. He is going to be taken home in 5th place, excuse me, taking home £5,500. And very unfortunate there for Braulio. Mr. Braulio Bianchetti busts in 4th place in that cooler type spot for £7,000. Just like that. Manny, we're 3-handed in the Monster Stack.
And Mr. G-Min just secured himself £9,700. What a ladder from 5.5 up to 9.7 in one hand while you're sitting on a 6 big blind stack. I mean, this is a dream, right? That's what you're dreaming of when you're sitting there with a short stack.
Absolutely unreal result. Looks like the happiest man in the room. We are 3-handed, guys. And Mr. David Jones with 7.8 million now in chips. So guys, as the dealer does just sort out the pot, and David counts his chips and we get back into the action. If you're just joining us, welcome. We're 3-handed in the Monster Stack Event 6. And we have 2 more streams coming up this week. And hold the phone a second. I can't even tell them about the scheduling. Because Min has King Queen 3-handed. It's going to be going in. And Murillo has found the aces.
I guess another trap spot. I don't think you want to be raising here with aces.
Does just call.
See if he lets David back in the pot. He does get quite some nice odds. What do you say? We fold this anyways, right?
I think we fold, yeah. We are getting around, not quite 3-1. I think we want to fold here and just allow things to... He does make the call, though. This could be it. This could be it if we see a low flop. Wow, insane action here. 5-handed and now 3-handed.
8-6, definitely one of the better hands if you're up against aces.
Oh my goodness, does flop a pair and a gutter. Wow. David does check. Murillo, his hand really needs a lot of protection here.
But do you really want to bet call in a protected pot? Or do you want to bet fold with the ace of spades? I wouldn't mind a check, Andrew.
Very interesting. David with a potential check raise in hand.
I mean, once you check raise, you're going for it, right?
Yeah, I think he does just check call. Or does he?
Oh my god,
Oh,
what a turn.
oh my goodness me.
And it's even the out that doesn't kill the action. If he would have hit an 8 or a 7, it's most likely an action killer. But this is the perfect
Oh
out
no. Look
for
at
David to hit.
He's rubbing his brow as if unhappy. Oh, wow. Murillo in dire straits here. He doesn't know it.
Double checking the cards. There's only one flush draw out there. I think with a double flush draw, he would be jamming.
He jams, and Murillo snaps it off.
This is it.
This is it. Oh my goodness. If David can fade a jack or an ace, he's going to win the monster stack. The fastest five-handed in history here, Manuel.
I just said it can take a while. Oh boy, was I wrong. But it's not over yet. He needs to fade a jack or an ace on the river.
Wow. And the river is a 5, and just like that, it is over. David Jones, congratulations, wins the Monster Stack Event 6 here at the World Series circuit. And just like that, Manuel, it is over. And we say good game to Mr. Minji, finishing in 3rd place. He takes home £9,700. And Mr. Murillo, you played a valiant game, really went for it, takes 2nd place, £13,750. And David Jones, Manuel, wire to wire, ships it within 2 hands from 5-handed. We are done. And Mr. David Jones, congratulations, takes down the World Series of Poker Circuit Events Monster Stack. And as you see, being presented with his commemorative ring. Manny, that was insane.
What a performance. I mean, he lost that hand right at the beginning. He was very calm. He won big pots. He was very calm. He trapped the aces very calm. He called the 6-8 suited very calm. This man is now winning it very calm. And he doesn't look too nervous now after it all being over. A very cool performance, I would call it, and very well deserves. Congratulations, Mr. David Jones.
Would agree completely, Manuel. Very chilled. Look at him, the most relaxed man in the room. So guys, short and sweet stream. One of the fastest endings we have ever seen on stream to a tournament. Congratulations once more to Mr. David Jones. Takes down the title, £21,250 and the World Series of Poker Circuit ring. And all that remains for me to do is thank everybody who came to watch. Everyone in the chat, thank you very much. Manuel, thank you to you too, my friend. We have a few more streams coming up this week. If you want to join us, please do come and check out. We have the 5K High Roller final table. That is on Friday at 2:30 p.m. UK time. And then we are going to have final day coverage of the main event. Myself and Manuel will be here in the booth. That is on Monday from 5 p.m. we think. And if you want to keep in touch with what is happening, please check out our socials at DTD Club and at DTD Live on Twitter and Instagram. And that will give you the official start times of all our streams. Keep your eyes peeled. So for now, Manuel, that's it. Thank you, my friend. And I will see you on Friday for the 5K High Roller final. And that's us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.